Here is your vibrational astrology forecast for Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Today's theme is about getting your hands dirty in a creative way. Let me explain. We're in the 29th vibration today. Now, the 29th vibration hits us at a more esoteric level. In other words, it sort of runs in the background, and we may not see it front and center on a regular basis, but when I explain it, you'll understand what's going on. So the 29th vibe has to do with living our life in an organic and natural way. It's not about replicating what other people have done before, and it really relates to you carving your own path. So when it's active, you might get these bursts of insider activity to do things that further define life on your terms. The planets that are involved are the Sun, Venus, and Mars. And these planets bring on this desire to experience visceral beauty. Well, what does that mean? Visceral beauty is doing something, creating something, immersing yourself in something where you're literally getting your hands and body involved in the art or creative expression. Here are just a couple of examples. If you're someone who is into pottery and enjoys making pottery, that's a classic example of this visceral beauty. You're taking a lump of clay that has no shape or form, and you're using your hands to shape and model this into something beautiful. Another example could be going out into the garden, which has a ton of weeds and overgrowth, and you trim all of that back and plant something beautiful that will eventually fill in the space. So we have to put both of these things together. We're talking about going our own way and living an organic, and I don't mean organic as in the sense of organic food, but letting things unfold naturally. So we have this idea of living this organic life from the 29th vibration, and then we're creating something that involves this visceral beauty that we can touch, feel, taste, and smell. So this energy can help you work on something that brings beauty to the world, but you do it your own way. So going back to the pottery example, I'm not a potter, so I can't speak to this with any source of accuracy, but I would imagine, like in any other artistic craft, there's certain procedures that you need to follow in order to bring your art to life. Well, you may say, you know what, the heck with the procedures. I'm just going to kind of do my own thing and see what shows up. That's the flow of that 29th vibe, where we're not hemmed in having to do things like everyone else has done them before. We can express that beauty outwardly, but putting our own stamp on it at the same time and not following the rest of the crowd. So this is a time to potentially get your hands dirty by creating something beautiful in your own way. Let me know how this may show up for you down below. And as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments.